Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk here in the DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers YouTube channel. Really kind of interesting time to be doing Chalk Talks because training camp is going on. Today I'm recording this July 28th. Steelers training camp is in full swing. Players actually have the day off today. Pads get put on tomorrow. And it's an interesting time to be doing this because I want to do Chalk Talks based off of what I'm seeing on the field, but it's hard to do that without film, and we're not allowed to tape, anything that's going on during team drills for obvious reasons. Steelers don't want, other teams to be able to see what they're doing. That being said, I wanted to try to find a way to do it at least today, and one of the guys who's really standing out in camp thus far is Juan Thornhill, who there was a lot of reaction to, hey, Minkah Fitzpatrick, was the one traded in order to acquire Jalen Ramsey. That leaves a hole at free safety. Juan Thornhill's the guy who's going to be taking that spot. He had 2 rough years in Cleveland, not the guy that he was in Kansas City. Well, I can try to at least blend what I'm seeing with what he used to do. It's known that Thornhill did deal with a calf issue in Cleveland. Calf issues can be very lingering, regardless of whether a player plays or not. They're not easy for anybody to deal with. And from what I'm seeing so far in camp, Juan Thornhill is always in the right spot, and his closing speed is really impressive. And that's what I wanted to kind of show here is what he's capable of when he's at full speed, when he's at full strength. Now, this is from his last season in Kansas City, which is 2 seasons ago. So, I mean, he spent 2 years in Cleveland, so it's actually 3 seasons. It's 2022. So, this is aged a bit. And Juan Thornhill with it. Juan Thornhill has aged since then. So, I understand, why are you taking something from 3 years ago? Well, again, I'm trying to illustrate what I'm seeing, and it's this kind of stuff here. And Thornhill right here is a safety over here on this side, and the Chiefs here are in a cover 2. So you've got the deep middle, the deep portion of the field is split in half between the 2 safeties. Then you've got this looks like, if I'm not mistaken, if the corners keep running with them on the outside, this looks like some sort of blend where you've got man coverage over here, but you definitely have zone right here in the middle. So you can have, some blended coverages. And with the way this corner runs downfield with him, he's definitely in man coverage. And Thornhill does a really good job here of, when the quarterback is dropping back, making sure that he doesn't abandon this guy running to the middle of the field. This is a middle field open coverage. When you have 2 high safeties back, this middle of the field is considered to be open, right? So he does a good job here of making sure that he doesn't just shade over this way, even though the quarterback's eyes are 1,000% going in that direction. He still doesn't want to only go off the quarterback's eyes because the quarterback's eyes can be very deceiving. Quarterbacks do this all the time, especially good quarterbacks. They will look one way to try to get a safety to drift in one direction to open up a passing window over the top, and then you're screwed. Because you were too busy watching the quarterback's eyes, you get looked off, and then the quarterback gets exactly what he wants. So this is difficult to do when you are making sure that, hey, I can't leave this portion of the field open, because if he fakes to go this way and I go over there and he actually throws this over the top, there's no help back there. I'm the last line of defense. He waits until the ball is thrown, ball is out there. And that's whenever he makes the break. And he knows, because of how far downfield it is, that he has enough time to zip over there and pick it off. And you have to have good reaction time, good closing speed, And this is the kind of stuff that I'm seeing in training camp so far. The Steelers offense hasn't done a ton of stuff downfield, but the stuff that they are doing either in the quick game or in the intermediate game, when it comes to what they're going through in practice, Thornhill is always in the right spot. He's not blowing coverages. He's flying to the ball. His closing speed looks really impressive. He does not look like a guy who's dealing with a lingering issue when it comes to, his physical health. He looks like a guy who's able to go. I mean, he had one in particular, I think it was Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. It was either Saturday or Sunday during 7 shots, in which Rodgers tried to hit DK Metcalf on this back, out route or even corner route, and Thornhill just ran over there, closed in and broke the pass up. I mean, it was really impressive, and he's been really impressive so far. And the way he's playing, again, when you consider, Thornhill's position, do you need this guy who is that far from the line of scrimmage to be the most impactful guy on the field? No, it's these guys who are playing man coverage, because you blow coverages, those are easy completions for quarterbacks. It's these guys who are going to be trying to take away the zones in the middle, when you are playing zone. It's going to be those kind of guys, and then this guy right here is there to be an added layer. He's there to make sure that, number one, nothing gets behind him. Because if anything in front of him fails, then, okay, well, you're literally the safety. You're the safety net to make sure nothing, gets broken, and then this goes for whatever it is, goes for a touchdown. And if you can have that guy be a guy who can do his job, literally just do his job, and then every now and then have a flair for breaking up a pass or even stepping in front of a pass and intercepting it, then that's just another cherry on top for what the Steelers have on defense. When you have Joey Porter Jr., when you have Darius Slay, when you have Jalen Ramsey, and the ability to man up with just about any receiving core in the league, you don't need spectacular at safety. But Thornhill, the way he's looking, it's not just going to be average. This is a guy who is looking like a guy who can absolutely play, which is, it shouldn't be all that surprising because he was a really good player for the Chiefs for 4 years. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I'm going to find ways to try to incorporate what's going on at training camp with, some film, whether it be from Steelers or from other teams if it's a newcomer. But once we get the first preseason game, which is in less than 2 weeks, can you believe it, by the way? Less than 2 weeks, we're going to have all kinds of new film to go over. And I'm excited for that. Trust me, I am so excited to be able to dive into fresh film, 2025 film. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. We'll be back tomorrow. Catch you guys on the Flippity Flip. See you later.